this is Karen and welcome to another Thursday throwback at Doolally Crafts. I'm running late today. This is being filmed Thursday morning and I'm hoping to have it uploaded by early this afternoon. We'll see how we go. But I am pleased with myself. I know I'm running out of fast fuse. So I went and got prepared. I brought one of my inserts in here. Now, today we are going to be using two stamp sets on our Thursday throwback. We've got Oh So Eclectic, which is still in this catalogue. It's not as a bundle, so if you buy the dies as well, you're not going to save the 10%, but I love this set. I was late to getting it, but I really do like it. I don't use the stamps as much as I use the dies though. Okay, the second set I'm using is Sunshine Sayings, and that's purely for the So Happy For You stamp. Okay, so we'll move those aside, and as I said, this is the card we're making today. I haven't decorated inside. You could do. Maybe I should use the stamp on the inside. We'll see. Okay, I don't know whether you can see this, but it's got multiple layers in there and the silver shines through. I've actually got a bit of goo on or glue on that silver, but it's a really beautiful card. It could be used as a wedding card, an engagement card, welcoming a new baby, anything. And I'm using quite a few products in this that are retiring or have retired, like the Berry Burst ribbon. I'm not sure whether I'm going to use this behind the flowers or not, just to give them a bit of pop. Okay, as usual, everything can be found, all the measurements and everything can be found on my blog. Now, I've done a bit of the background prep for this. I still haven't gotten all of the bits out of this flower, so I'll just do that quickly. You might have to run this through a couple of times because of how finely detailed it is, and you want to get all of these bits and pieces out. And I think I've just ruined that flower. I'll be back in a moment. I'm just going to go and run this one through again. This is the insert, and if you do it really carefully, you can actually do both of those together. But for some reason this hasn't cut all the way through on those, so I'll be back in a moment. Okay, I'm back. As you can see, I've managed to get all of the pieces out of the centre of that die now. I've got the old roller plates for my Big Shot, so they haven't got the ridge in the middle of them, which makes it an even pressure all the way across. So I had to put this back in and then roll it on either side of the Big Shot where the rollers actually hit. I will invest eventually in some new plates. So if you haven't already got the new base plates for the Big Shot, I recommend you get it so you get even pressure all the way across. I do have the Thinlits adapter, the adapter plate, the metal plate, but I don't like using it because I found that it buckles my plates even more, my plastic plates. So, okay, what I'm going to do is quickly put this together so that it's got a chance to dry before we put it on the card itself. I really need to invest in one of those the silicone mat, so that I could do this without worrying about getting glue everywhere. This is really good glue. I prefer this to the fine nosed glue bottle, only because I find that the Tombow is a bit thicker and doesn't gush out, whereas I found with the thin nosed glue it actually oozes out really quickly. But it's excellent if you want to use it to give a glossy finish to something. So they are worth having, but not for the purpose that Stampin' Up! Brought them out for. Okay, I'll just pop that under the plate. Now, I'm going to bring the other pieces in, and as you can see, I've already done the silver grid that's going to go underneath our top layer, my top layer. Now, I've also already half cut the top layout. And as you can see, what I'm doing, those last few diamonds, I'm actually placing the die into those so that I know I've got that lined up perfectly. I'm just going to go and run this through my Big Shot, and I'll be back in a moment. Okay, back again. As you can see, that's cut out perfectly. So I'm just going to peel the washi tape off very carefully so that I don't damage my top layer, and just pop these pieces out. There we go. So as you can see, the top corner, unlike that card where I managed to get it all in safely, this one I don't have a corner, but that's fine. Okay, and what we do is simply adjust this, and as you can see, that's why the top corner would have been a wise move. Maybe if I turn it that way round. Aha! There we go. Oh. Right, if we move that down to there, there's a bit of wiggling needs to go on with this, but I do believe I've got that okay. So what I'm going to do now, is pop some dimensionals on the back here, and because this is so fine, I'm not going to be able to get dimensionals underneath the grid bit. So I'm just going to make sure I've got plenty of dimensionals on this to give it a pop-up. Try and get it as close to the grid as possible. And then a couple down here. Okay, and just a mini dimensional up the top here for that extra bit of support. Okay, we'll peel the backing off these ones. I'll be back in a minute when I've finished peeling them all off. Okay, that's all the backing off. That should well and truly have dried now, which it has. So now we will bring this in and try and get it so that, there we go, so that it's slightly uneven. It doesn't matter that that bit is actually thicker, because at least we've got the corner there, and that's fairly even. I will just bring in my snips and just snip that bit off. Okay, now what I have to do is bring in my fast fuse. Oh, I don't need it there, I need it across those bits. There we go. Now I'm going to bring in my layering piece, which is Berry Burst. I've just realised that piece needs trimming down that side. There we go. Okay, turn it round the right way. Make sure we've got a fairly even border all the way around, and that's that bit done. Now that looks great already, even with that bit not cut out at the top. Okay, I'm trying to get rid of all the dimensionals that are sitting over everything. Okay, now what we have to do is bring in the Berry Burst ribbon that we were able to purchase in our Christmas, I think it was. Was it Christmas catalogue? I think it was. Oh, it's been that long ago, I can't remember. And I'm going to have that going about there. So flip it over and just put some fast fuse on the back. and make sure I've got that lined up about right there, and flip that over. So that's that ribbon done, and we just need a little bit of ribbon up the top here. So I'll just snip that off there, and I'm trying to make sure that it's even there as well. Okay. So as you can see, I'm trying to keep it on the same diagonal that I've got the cutouts on. I haven't put enough glue there, so we'll bring this over, and that's got a bit of glue there. So try and bring it over on the right diagonal, which is about there. Okay, and then we just need to cut off a little bit. It doesn't matter how long, as long as you've got enough to tie it in a knot here. Okay, and we're just going to trim that like so. Now, this is the bit I'm a bit umming and ahhing about, whether I'm going to have that sitting there. Yes, I think I will. So what I'm going to do is just put a little bit of fast fuse under there and stick that down. So we know that's not going to go anywhere. I need to trim these off level with the berry burst at the side. There we go. Yes, I actually like that. Now I'm going to bring my flower in and just poke that underneath like that. Now where have my leaves gone? And I just want the leaf to be there. Yeah, I actually really like that with the snowflake thingy-me-bop underneath. So I'm just going to put a little bit of fast fuse there for the flower to sit on, and then I'm going to put a little bit of glue, liquid glue, just under the leaf, and pop that on top for a moment to hold it down, and I'll just shift that to the side, and while that's setting, bring in my piece of Whisper White, which is where our greeting is going to go. And as I said, this one says "So happy for you," in with the berry burst, and as straight as I possibly can across there. I really like that. Okay, I haven't done it far enough in, that's the only problem. So what's the bet? Now that I've stuffed up, I won't be able to get it straight. Oh, that's not too bad. Now the reason for that, I needed to, now which way did I have it on the original card? That way. So I'm just going to snip that off like so. Pop that aside just for a moment, and I'm just going to snip that off there. Bring this in, and I'm not gluing it, I'm just placing it for a moment because these two pieces are exactly the same width, and I'm just going to snip that off on the same diagonal, and then I'm going to put a little bit of fast fuse across the bottom there, and bring this in and give it just a slight border like so, and just snip that piece off. I'm actually going to trim it to there. Okay, so we'll bring our layering piece back in, and then just pop a couple of dimensionals on the back of our sentiment piece. Peel off the backing, and we'll pop that just on the top there. Yes, and then bring in the fast fuse, and look at this, my fast fuse has lasted. I didn't think it would, but it is. I might just get this card finished. Having said that, I run out at the last minute. Okay, how good was that though? I had it all prepared. Now have I got it going in the right way? There we go. Pop that piece on. Give it a bit of a roll so that I know the tape's there. And brilliant. Oh, didn't like that bit. It's come off the roller. Oh. Okay. Bring in a base card, and this one's a top folding. The other one was a side folding, but I prefer the top folding because if you want to hang these up, if they're, especially at Christmas, it's easier if you have them as a top folding card, because that way you can hang them over the string and people can still read them. And you can still see the greetings at the right angle. Okay, so I'm just going to give that crease there. I've got glue and stuff all over this. I love my glue eraser. I wish Stampin' Up! Hadn't gotten rid of it. Okay, we'll open this up inside, and I'm not going to put a greeting in there, but take my stamp out. As you can see, I really wasn't fibbing when I said I don't use my stamps much, because this one hadn't even been taken out of the rubber. Okay, I want to do stamp off and stamp on, and then there we go. And I got a little bit of ink up the top there, but barely noticeable. Ooh. And flip this over and just pop this on the back. It's not exactly straight, but that's fine. Okay. Pop the ink away. That's the one we started with, and that's the stepped up, slightly stepped up version with the doily underneath and the edging. I actually prefer that one. Let me know in the comments which one you prefer. Now Ruth, I said there was going to be a message coming out last week. It's actually this week, I'm sorry, they were all pre-recorded. This one's live, or as live as it's going to get on YouTube. I need you to send me an email to my email address instead of sending it via my website, because I still don't have your home address. My email is doulallycrafts@gmail.com, and the reason I haven't put it on my website as my email is to try and avoid as much spam as possible. So can you please email either doulallycrafts@gmail.com or kc, lowercase kc.14 at kaycea.com, and the kaycea.com is KAYSEA.com. That's my personal address as well. For some reason, your emails haven't gotten through with your snail mail address. That's why you haven't received your card, and I haven't sent the others off yet. So anybody who was going to get one of the new in-colour cards from me, I haven't sent them off yet because I'm still waiting for 2 people to reply, and also for Ruth's email to come through. That's why I haven't posted them off yet, so I do apologise. Anyway, that's enough for now. Don't forget, I will have another Flips and Folds on Sunday, and I do believe there's another off the cuff occurring next week as well. I know there was one released on Tuesday, and I'm pretty sure there's another one coming out next Tuesday. So until Sunday, I will say goodbye, and I hope you really enjoyed this card. Bye bye.